If you've been looking around at real estate for any amount of time, you might have come across a seller that is listed as the estate of. Well, what is that? What does it mean? What do I need to look out for? Well, before I get into that, if you could go down below and hit that subscribe button, that would be great. You can hit that like button if you like the chat that we're about to have. Or, hit that little bell, stay up to date with all of our content. So, an estate sale. It is always written as the estate of so and so. Simply put, the person has passed away and no one is left on title, essentially. So it is left to the executors of the estate, to deal with the property. So what will end up happening is in the will, it will dictate said executors who then put the house up for sale and go through the process that way. So instead of dealing with one or two sellers, you're now dealing with kind of like a Hydra or Cerberus if there's less people. You've got a multi-headed situation going on, and that can be good and bad. On one hand, you might luck out and say you're a young couple looking for a property. The executors trying to sell the property think, oh, our parents or whomever would love if this house went to, a young couple to start their family. On the other hand, you might also have a couple of those executors who only care about money and they will fight tooth and nail. And unfortunately, if those heads can't come to a conclusion, you're going to have a harder time with the property. So, dealing with an estate from a buyer's standpoint is very much similar to dealing with any other sale. Other things that you might be concerned about with something like an estate sale is, did the person pass away in the house? It is a question that you can ask, and you can get an answer, absolutely. And, well, when you're working with us anyway, we will make sure that you get said answers and find out what you need to know. The biggest difference between an estate sale and a non-estate sale is the need for probate. What probate is essentially the confirming of the will and the distribution of assets, essentially. So it's the legal process of completing and going through the will, essentially. This can delay the closing of houses just because things haven't been legally transferred over yet. So, normally what will happen is there's either a clause or sometimes there's a condition on getting probate. But more often than not, it seems that it is, you set the closing date, you kind of check a couple weeks prior. Do we have probate? No. Move the closing date. And you just keep pushing it until you have it. So, estate sales, honestly, pretty much the same as a regular sale. You just got to be aware of the probate situation. That's pretty much as simply as I could explain that, I think. If you liked the information, go ahead, go down, hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want to stay up to date with all of our content. And just go ahead and hit that like button, because I like you guys. So you should like me too. But that's it for me here today, guys. Have a good one.